honorable teachers and the audience, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I congratulate to all of you from my bottom heart the Day of Republic. As we all know, for what purpose we all are gathered here. Before India made independence, our India was in the colors of British. And before India being ruled by British, it was in the colors of Mughal dynasty. And Mughal ruled over India approximately 328 years. And after being there weak in the field of education and were not more intellectual about the rising controversial issues, and they used their life, their time as precious items in their fulfilling desirous life. In the Revolution of 1857, British snared the power of India in their clutches and ruled over India approximately 90 years. After the Revolution of 1857, from 1857 to 1947, 90 years they ruled over India, and they used Indians for their self-profits and their advantages. And they used Indian lands for the cultivation of indigo and opium, and made the land of India as a barren land. In the past, India was called as a bird of gold, Sone ki chiriya, and a precious country of the world. But every precious item, step by step, has been exported from India to British by British. Now, all the educated person have the responsibility to maintain the dignity of the country and the preciousness of the country. Otherwise, once again, we all would be responsible of these mistakes. Now, let's go to the point of this point, such as our India is a democracy country, and in a democracy country, every single citizen person has the equal right without discrimination. And this right has been given to all of us by our constitution. Now let's go in the deep of the history to know its exact fact. Because after being India independence in 1947, there was no any specific rule to handle the matters of India in the appropriate way. Because to run an organization or any society, there should be a law by whom the constitution or any society should be run in the appropriate way. Seeing this, the constitution came into existence. First Constituent Assembly was held on 9 December in 1947 under the head of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And in this assembly, the matter of constitution was mentioned that there should be a law, there should be a constitution, there should be a rule and a condition by whom the Indian can follow and spend their life according to their choices. With the support of, with the cooperation of, with the help of many freedom fighters of India, our constitution came into existence within 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is known as the father of India. Our constitution first time was prepared on 26 November 1949. Now here is the question, why our constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950? There is reference and its answer I would like to give you all, seeing the situation and occasion of Sudpurna Swaraj. It means complete independence. It's a big topic. I'm not going to take this topic, and I'm going towards my own topic. Preamble is known as the heart of the Indian Constitution, and I would like to recite few lines of preamble from the law that would define the exact preparation period of the Constitution. Now listen carefully. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution. These few exact lines of preamble are telling us the Constitution was prepared on that day, what it has been mentioned in preamble in the last few lines. Now let's go the purpose of this Constitution. What was the purpose of this Constitution? The purpose of this Constitution was the unity of everyone and the unity and development of everyone. And it was the main aim of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. He wanted that there should be a law, there should be a constitution, there should be a rule by whom the people can spend their life according to their choices. And there should be no discrimination and there should be no difference. What is the meaning of discrimination and what is the meaning of difference? Let's know the meaning of definition. The discrimination should not be done on the basis of categories, and the difference should not be done on the basis of richness and poorness. Discrimination is a kind of violation on the basis of categories such as general category, backward caste, and scheduled tribe. In its reference, I would like to recite few articles from Constitution. In fundamental right, it has been mentioned in Article 14, equality before law. The equal opportunity should be given to every Indian without asking about that person. Is he born here or there? Is he belong Muslim or non-Muslim? Anyway, what type has been mentioned, there is not need to be asked to him to give him equal right. And in Article 15, it has been mentioned prohibition of discrimination on the ground of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. If a person is violated, discriminated, exploited on these points, what points has been mentioned in Article 15? The person has right to go to a High Court, Supreme Court, to the last International Court of Justice for seeking the justice. And in the last article, in Article 17, it has been mentioned. Article 17 abolishes untouchability. Why it article entered in our fundamental right? Let's know, in the past, the upper class people does not like to sit with lower class people. Seeing this bad condition, seeing this bad ritual, seeing this bad customs and tradition, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and his cooperative thought that when all the creation of the world are created by one of the God, then why we should discriminate? Why we should make difference in them? Let's remove this type of condition. What is bad in our society, which can damage the dignity of the country, let's remove it. Seeing this situation, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and his cooperative entered this article in fundamental right at the place of Article 17. Now, we all the people of India use by our tongues, fundamental is our right, but we say only, but what order has been mentioned in Constitution, in fundamental right, in Article 13, 15, 17, we don't keep it in our daily life practice. We have to keep it in our daily life practice. If you do so, once again, the people of India will gather at one of the platforms and they will be united. And India is the best example of unity in diversity, and that scene would be seen when all would be followers of that. Without saying a single word, everyone will be united. But we don't have to say, but we have to activate on that point. Best example I would like to give you all the fundamental right. Suppose in a state there a college is being run under the government fund, and two of the students are going there to take admission. And the college faculty and college authority is providing both of them equal opportunity for taking the admission without asking any situation. Are you Muslim? Are you non-Muslim? Are you rich? Are you poor? Any question there should be not done, and equal opportunity has been given to all of them, and both of them got admission. Then there is fundamental right being followed. If both students are asked, then there is not the equal right given to all of them. In the last, I would like to conclude my speech with a short poem. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हम बुलबुलें हैं इसकी ये गुल